What is up, Jabronis? JJ back here with the crew, talking a little PGA, the Zurich Classic. We're in the year 2023. Snyder, Mangone, Uncle Terry. Kurt, I guess, is a late scratch. There are some interesting takes on where he is or what he's doing right now, but we'll keep the innocent just that innocent. We won't go down that rabbit hole. Uncle T, it's good to have you back. I know that you were dealing with some adversity in the golf chat today, but I thought you bounced back pretty well. I guess roundabouts. How'd we do last week?
Never any adversity, Dunkle. Never any adversity. But no, last week wasn't too bad. Didn't do a whole lot last week. But basically a break-even week for me last week. And I'll be honest, this week I'm not real fond of this event. Next week is kind of I think it's the Mexico tournament, right? If I'm not mistaken. And then we really round in once we get into May, then we start getting into some really good tournaments. So get through this week. Again, there's still some good tournaments out there, but it's just not my cup of tea. I liked the match play a couple weeks ago much better as far as the non-traditional tournaments and different setups and different tournaments. I don't mind the match play. This one isn't necessarily my favorite, but I'm going to put one team out there this week. So full disclosure, Uncle T is definitely going lighter this week for this event.
That's why we bring you on here, Uncle T. You're just honest, Speaking of people who aren't honest, Travis, we'll go over to you. Some rooting interest tonight in a Duke alum, if I could be wrong, in NBA. But how was your golf week last week?
Yeah, golf actually, we had a little sweat going into the end of the day. I think I ended up being top 20 in the 5, so that was a lot of fun. But this is not as exciting week as Uncle T said. I will still be playing basically the normal volume, so we'll still be grinding it out, still trying to get the winners for you guys. And if anyone's wondering, last week I talked about that pizza place. It was a hit. Huge fan. I went back to it too on the weekend as well. So anyone who wants to know, the pizza place I went to is a good one, and it's not New York, New Jersey pizza, but it'll suffice. It's a little better than Domino's, I'll say that.
Definitely been an improvement in multiple areas on the pizza angle. Northeast is not the only one making good pizza these days. I'm not sure what happened in the last 5 to 10 years, but something changed where like pizza's kind of okay everywhere. It used to be dog shit everywhere except the Northeast, but we've seen improvements. Snyder, kick it over to you, the champion of the show, right, Uncle T? I mean, the star and prize.
I agree.
No.
I agree.
You try to get a reaction at Uncle T, but he's been good. He's been good lately. Snyder, how'd you do last week? And then walk us through some course preview here, because obviously this is a little different tournament than usual with the pairings.
Yeah, last week wasn't the best week. I had a lot of Cameron Young. He didn't get there really. He struggled all 4 rounds. He was close at times. I had a lot of Morikawa. He struggled coming in. So it was not the best week. Couple of my soldiers, I think 2 of the 3 soldiers, it was probably the worst week I've had for the soldiers, actually. I think 2 of them missed the cut, which is we can't have that. So we gotta fight back this week with the soldiers here. But yeah, we're at TPC Louisiana this week. It's a Pete Dye track that's going to measure 7,425 yards. It's going to play as a par 72. The golfers are going to see 8 holes with water in play and lots of sand with 106 bunkers littering the property here. The Bermuda grass greens are going to be overseed with POA here. They're going to be running right around 11.5 on the step meter. The greens are average in size here. They're going to come in at right around 5,225 square feet on average. The rough's going to be playing at around 2 inches here. And we have a quite the unique event this week. We've got 82-man teams teeing it up this week with the top 33 teams and ties making it to the weekend. They're going to be playing 2 different formats of golf this week. Rounds 1 and 3 is going to be a best ball format. And then rounds 2 and 4 are going to be played alternate shots. So that'll be interesting. During the best ball scoring, it's going to be really high scoring in those 2 rounds there. You're going to need to acquire that 3-hole birdie streak. It's going to be a must here this week. I will be looking for more higher upside birdie guys this week and like pairings that compensate each other really well. Some of the other key stats we'll be looking at this week: birdies are better percentage, strokes gained tee to green, DraftKings points, and then putting as well.
And Snyder, you can correct me if I'm wrong. This is a bit of a popularity contest, correct? PGA Tour picks one of these dudes, and then they select a partner based on ranking. Is that correct?
I think it's I'm not sure how the teams really get put together, but I know definitely guys play with the guys they want to here. They kind of form their own teams, like Xander and Cantlay have always played together. Morikawa is actually switching teams this week. Him and Max Homa, the two LA guys, are going to form Homakawa for their team this week. And then, you see some other guys that play together a lot. Billy Horschel, Sam Burns, a lot of friends try to link up to each other in this event, I think.
Yeah, it definitely feels, just looking at a bunch of these people down the leaderboard, definitely looks just top heavy in general.
Yeah.
But either way, we'll talk more on that. Uncle T, we'll start with you off a 1 week absence. But much like Snyder will with his soldiers this week, you bounce back strong. So we'll start with you. DFS wise, who do you like at the top and who do you like at the bottom?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting this week up top because you have Xander and Cantlay and then Homa Morikawa who are going to they're up probably clearly the four best guys, as we all know, as far as just talent wise, but they're also going to carry a heck of a lot of ownership too. So it's going to be a hard fade for either one. Again, I'm just going to play one lineup and see how it goes. My plan right now is to not use either one of them. And I wanted to start by saying that because I'm going to go down the board a little bit here. And I like guys in the high 7K range, and I'm going to give you two of them. I like Victor Perez and Dietrich down there at 7,900. I'm gonna build a little bit different tonight, and as we get through the other segments, you'll be able to tell kind of which direction I'm going. But Victor Perez and Tom Dietrich 7,900. Perez is playing pretty good. We don't really get to see him a whole lot over here. I think he's either second or third in the race to Dubai over there. And then Dietrich's had 3 top 10s over here. So I really like this pairing, to really do well this week. So I do like that one. And then a team down below that'll be really popular outside of the top 2 guys top 2 teams that I mentioned earlier in Cantlay and then the Homa team. The one big mispriced team out of this whole, DK slate is Benny On and SH Kim. They're down there at 7,100. Now, I don't think I'm going to be able to get to them because, again, I just got the one team. I don't want to go down there. They're going to be probably third or fourth. Snyder can correct me if I'm wrong as far as the ownership, and they're all the way down there at 7,100. But the short answer, JJ, they're going to be very popular for a good reason. That is a strong team down in the low value range this week that a lot of people will go to. 7,100, Benny On and SH Kim.
Good stuff, Mangone. On the DFS end, those two that Uncle T just referenced, what are we looking at for ownership for them? It's got to be pretty legitimately high, no?
Yeah, it's going to be high. And it's just one of those situations where you just kind of eat whatever chalk piece you want, right? It's not – this isn't a spot where you just get cute and get off the board and say, I'm just going to absolutely, fade this option. Get different in other spots, right? We can eat good chalk at times. So for me, I'm keeping it simple. JJ, there might be a little bit of repeating here, but Cantlay and Xander, for me, is the best play on the board. These match play events are a little unique, or not match play, whatever we're playing, the alternate.
We're good.
Yeah. The point I'm getting at is Cantlay and Xander have done this a ton. They've done it well a ton, right? Me and Uncle T did this once before, and it didn't end good for us. It wasn't Uncle T's fault. It was my fault. I'll definitely take the blame. But
they got in our pocket.
Yeah, they got in our pocket. It wasn't pretty. But Cantlay and Xander play this pretty well, so I'm riding with that chalk on that. Another one that's it's just too underpriced of a combination. It's Matt Fitzpatrick and Alex Fitzpatrick for me. I mean, Alex Fitzpatrick is a young golfer that is trying to get his tour card, right? Matt's obviously going to try and help him out. I think at their price, it's just too cheap of a price tag, where at 8,400, I'm going to take a stab on it. And one more thing to know, I'm not going to name another DFS golfer, Dunkel, don't worry, but I think it is a week to embrace some variance with these cheap guys. Do exactly what Snyder said. Target some of these options that have some high upside. There's definitely guys that I'll talk about later on for different bets that I think are good for DFS as well. But targeting the high upside guys and targeting some ownership plays is definitely not a bad idea here.
I can get behind some Fitz Bros action. I don't mind that little brotherly love.
Yeah, and I mean the narrative of if he wins, right? If Alex Fitzpatrick wins, he gets his tour card for 2 years, right? And like that is a big deal. And Matt to be able to help him out with that would obviously be huge.
Does his brother have braces too?
I'm not sure. That's a good question. I don't know. Does he wear Skechers as well too? Maybe they'll both be out there with the.
I'm okay on the double Skechers, but I don't know if brother's got the bad teeth or not. But
Uncle
the
T's
dude won $3.6 million last week. Let's fix them teeth.
Uncle T's got to be a wide width New Balance guy, right? Like old school.
No.
Old
I'm all Under Armour.
The double W New Balance.
It's like my Titleist contract on the lid side. I've got the Under Armour guy that hooks me up with all my Under Armour gear.
Snyder, how about you for DFS? What do you like this week?
Yeah, I'm actually going to go against the grain against Mangone there. I think that the Fitzpatrick team might be the worst play on the board. When you're looking at odds line.
Yeah, pew, pew, pew.
I mean, there's several
teams. Mangone.
There's several teams in that 7K that have better top 20 odds, better win odds than the Fitzpatrick team does. And that Fitzpatrick team's going to be approaching 30% ownership. So I think that's actually the clear fade for me on the slate. It could bite me, but I'd rather just bet. I'd rather just unload on them on the top 20 at plus 150 or whatever you can get. So I think that's the way to attack those two versus in the DFS streets. But I realize Matt Fitzpatrick just came off the win. I think Alex is kind of pretty dusty though, so that alternate shot could really hold him down there. But for me, DFS wise this week, I like Xander for sure. I mean, everybody's gonna play him. They're not gonna be as high owned as I think they should be. They'll still be like right around 40%, but I think they should probably be 60 to 70. But I'm gonna go with Mr. Ham, Wyndham Clark. Wyndham Clark and Bo Hostler, they're going to be under the radar here. There's several teams above them that are going to get all the ownership. And you got our guy Wyndham, who's playing some excellent golf as of late. The ball striking's on point. I like the upside Hostler brings too. I think those two are a great combo that can ham and egg it around this place. And if I can get them under 15% ownership, I really like those guys up top. That'll be like a second team I add in to like one of those studs. And then going down, I just can't get off of the Benyon right there. I mean, you can bet Benyon. They're about 50 cents better odds than the Fitzpatrick team to top 20. So it's right around even money for.
Damn, Mangone, you gonna just sit back and take this? You got to get in there and defend yourself.
Uncle T, we've been waiting for him to just fire a really.
He's been talking a while. I know you were probably waiting for him to finish. My apologies.
Yeah, one, I'm waiting for Snyder to finish, and two, you're just waiting for a bad take to come. And Benyon, I mean, I'm in. You want to slide in, Snyder, or the Fitzpatrick team versus Team Benyon?
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here he starts.
I mean, you're taking a team 1,100 higher than my team. I'll take Benyon.
Yeah, you're talking over there. I mean, that's all I'm saying. You said, there's no. I would take 7,600 way more than that one.
Friendly 100. I'll take Benyon. They're 30-1 to win this event. I don't think I've ever seen a team at 7,100 on DraftKings that's 30-1 to win the event. So I'll take the Benyon for just a friendly 100.
Yeah, I'm in for a nice little friendly 100. You broke one of the biggest DFS rules. You can never have two Asians. So you got Team Asian going there. Good luck with your double Asian combination.
They got a ton of upside. I mean, Benyon's going to be knocking it to 5 feet every time, and SH Kim can actually make some putts. So that's going to be great in the best ball streets there. Benyon's going to knock it to 5 feet. This
is a small rule that someone taught me once. They said when you play golf with good people, you play better, right? But when you play with bad people, that's where people got dragged down. Uncle T sits around. He's like, I can't play with Mangone much longer. It's killing me. And Uncle T starts playing worse. So
I got to quit playing with Big T then.
Obviously, Mangone's never seen Alex Fitzpatrick hit a golf ball then.
I'll admit I've watched zero tape on Alex Fitzpatrick hitting a golf ball. I will give you that.
There's a reason why he's not even eligible for the Corn Ferry Tour.
It's these reasons why Snyder wins MVP on these shows a lot. He was asked a simple question, give a few DFS plays, and what does he do? He body bags Mangone's takes. Instead of even just referencing his first, he body bags Mangone's takes. Mangone rebuttals, body bags him again. It's just I just want more. Is it too much to ask to get more of this from you three?
No, you can body bag me all night if I'm just collecting hundreds every week. I'm in. I'll just be quiet. Body bag me all day. I'll just keep putting the pocket.
Life's all about perspective. Travis understands that. Snyder, you're outright. or your pair outright? Who do you like?
I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go away from the top guys there. I'm gonna go with my favorite bet to win this event. It's gonna be Theoborn Olsen and my guy. I've been playing this guy quite a bit. Nikolai Hogard. He's been playing on the tour for a couple events. He had a good finish overseas. Come over to the PGAs. Had 2 good starts here, and then overseas, Olsen's been crushing it overseas. He's got a win and a couple other top 5s rolling into here. Not many people are going to be looking at his overseas stats, but you look at the odds to win. I mean, they're right up there towards the top to win this event. You can get him 35-1 at DraftKings, but if you search a little bit, Caesars has him at 40-1 to win the event.
So, Mangone, this will be a good chance for you to chime in. Snyder attempts to bury some of your takes and then mentions 2 golfers that I've never heard of that are going to win this event. Does he get any, kickback there in a negative way, or do we just keep the show rolling?
This is where we go arm in arm, baby. That's mine. 35-1, 2 talented golfers. You guys, me and Snyder are arm in arm on these 2. They're going to come out there and show out. So I'm in. These are the events that these guys can show up and put up a big score. I'm in, Dunkel. So no, not yet. Maybe we'll get to it a little bit later on. But right now, me and Snyder are back arm in arm.
Uncle T, don't do this to us. This will be the first time in show history. Do not do this.
I better call an audible. No, I won't. No, I will say, and I'll get to my winner here in a second. But since those 2 both took those guys, I'm going to put my cores up after this show. That team will be in my core, and it's because of what I mentioned at the top. I'm going to try to do things a little bit different. I've got one team, and if it backfires, I'm obviously very good with it. But my team to win, and you'll be able to tell my build here real soon, I'm going to go down to a team that's been close twice in the last couple of years. I'm going to go down to our guys Sam Burns and Billy Horschel. I know they're only 14-1, which is maybe 4th or 5th best choice here. But I really like this team. They've come close twice, and I think they finally get it done and go into the winner's circle. Now, a couple things. Usually in these events, because of the different formats, every other day, I obviously realize that Horschel, they're going to have to play alternate shot with him. He's been playing bad, not coming in, not in good form. But I think this type of tournament, maybe it loosens him up a little bit, playing with a comfortable pairing, as you guys know, with Sam Burns. Burns has been on fire, right? Just won the match play a couple weeks ago, and in much better form than he was about 4 or 5 weeks ago when he wasn't playing well. I think Burns rubs off a little bit here on with Billy Ho, and I do think they can kind of mesh again for a 3rd straight year. So give me the team of Horschel and Burns at 14-1 to win it.
Cool. At least it's different than the other 2. This tournament obviously is unique. Is it fair to say a long shot has a shot? Dare I say, Uncle T, who's your long shot outside of 50-1 that could win this tournament?
Yeah, that just difficult, really. The short answer to that, Dunkel, I don't think somebody from the bottom of the board is going to be able to get it done. So if we're still going outside of the 50-1 number, I see a team down at 8,100 on DraftKings. Lee Hodges and Robbie Shelton, they're 50-1. I don't think anybody's going to win from this far back. So I will say that as far as for the show purposes. But give me Lee Hodges and Robbie Shelton, both of them pretty good players. I think they may feed off each other here. So kind of give me as my flyer, Shelton and Hodges here, JJ.
Mangone, do you have a little more girth in a long shot, or is it going to be a similar answer to Uncle Terry where you just don't feel confident?
Yeah, it's similar. I'm not going down 100-1, but it's a 55-1. I think it's 2 guys that have the upside to be able to get the job done. I mentioned before, Snyder, we can't play 2 Asians, right? This is only 1 Asian. It's David Lipsky and it's Aaron Rai. Well, I guess Aaron Rai technically is because he's Indian, I think. But Aaron Rai, he's been playing great golf. He pin seeks. David Lipsky, too. He's another guy that is pretty good on approach. I want to take these approach guys that have the ability to get close to the pin, and you just hope kind of variance falls in your favor and get a little bit lucky. At 55-1, I think it's a pretty good spot for him, especially how Aaron Rai's been playing. Hopefully that can rub off on Lipsky a little bit, but that's my choice at 55-1.
Cool. Snyder, how about you? Your long shot you think has any value to win this?
Yeah, I got a team down there a little bit. 66-1. Trey Molnick, Scott Stallings. They've had decent success here. They have an 11th and a 13th here at this event a couple years back. So I think they got the upside here. I like the birdie upside they both bring here. Molenex is super hot. Stallings can get hot with the putter too. Definitely like their upside to possibly threaten a win here. 7,400 on DraftKings as well. 66-1 to win the event.
Next time, I'll stick with you for your T20. Very top-heavy tournament. We've already mentioned that a few times. Not to sound like a broken record, but I mean, you got Xander and Cantley minus 900 to T20, and then a bunch of dudes over 200, bunch of dudes over 100. So, is there a spot though that you see value in a T20 based on the odds we have?
Yeah, I'd like this team, Carson Young and Kyle Westermoreland. I mean, Carson Young played well last week, and then you look at the upside this Kyle Westerland has, like birdie upside. He's been making a ton of birdies. He just makes some big numbers. But in best ball, if he can just, I'm looking at his recent history here. He's got 17, 14, 18, 17 birdies made. If he can make those birdies and such, I like the upside in the best ball format. It doesn't matter if he takes a 10 on one hole, as long as he gets a couple birdies there in the best ball. I think that can add up. They're 6,500 on DraftKings, and they are plus 400 top 20 here. I think I like the upside they bring for a deep play for a top 20.
I love how Snyder's like nonchalantly referencing these dudes like consistently hitting birdies. Like I was joking before about the last one. I've seriously never heard of either of these players. And like Snyder's like, yeah, the two of them are fucking on the course every week. You just got to watch back the tape. But plus 350 is still juicy, obviously, especially if you see value in it. Mangone, anything to say there?
Yeah, I mean, Kyle Westerland sounds like a main character on an HBO
Moreland.
Never heard of this man.
Moreland.
Yeah, whatever his name is. But it was Snyder's clearly winning MVP this week. I'll punt this week off. But yeah, I'm not getting MVP for this pick either. It's definitely kind of a lame pick, but I do think there's value on it. Like, I think the number is a little better than, and I think it should be over minus 200, but it's at minus 155. Billy Horschel and it's Sam Burns. It just seems like Billy Horschel crushes these like really weird events. Like, just always seems like he's up at the top. And Sam Burns is a really nice high upside guy to pair with him. I think it's a great team. I know Uncle T talked about it a little bit. So at minus 155 on FanDuel, that is the team that I'm going with. Billy Horschel and Sam Burns.
I'll say this once. I'll say it again. Like, people get infatuated with, there can't be value because that's minus 155 or minus 160. It's all an odds game, right? I mean, if a minus 155 is going to hit, 66% of the time, you have value backing it. So
Dunkel, I smashed a minus 250 that won 2-3 weeks ago. It was Jaren Jackson Jr. to win whatever he won, Defensive Player of the Year. I knew Brook Lopez was going to sit down the stretch, and it was close. And the dude who's going to sit down the stretch is literally not going to win the Defensive Player of the Year with the way the odds were bouncing back and forth. There's just no chance. So sometimes there's value, and you jump on it, right? I'm not saying I went out there and touted it and said this is like a stone cold lock, but I just felt like there was a ton of value, and sometimes there is on these minus like 200s at times. You can find them here and there, but I'm not touting them every single day.
No, that's fine. Again, value is value. I mean, it's just a numbers game. Uncle T, your T20, who do you like?
Yeah, I like those calls by the guys there on their top 20s. I'm going to get my exposure with the mispriced Benny On and SH Kim here, guys. I'm going to get them plus 110. I realize that I could easily get them on the DFS streets if I was playing my normal, 4, 5, 6, 7 lineups. I obviously would be able to build a team with them, but I'm just not going that direction this week. So I'll get my exposure to two really good two really good golfers down there at 7,100, but SH Kim, Benny On plus 110, I believe, on DraftKings right now. I like that one.
Cool. Just a quick shout to the chat with Jason and Kurt's been horny all show long. What's up, Joey? And I know that
Kurt in the chat, but he can't make it on the show with us.
Yeah, he's apparently
he's getting last this week, obviously, when it comes to best show performance.
Well,
maybe he's got a lady over or something. Maybe he's got a lady trend over.
Yeah, Chris McDonald before agreeing with Snyder. I mean, there's no surprise there. Chris is clearly a sharp guy. And B was not happy about Triple J.
What do you think his name is, Uncle T?
I mean, it might be two. Why might there only be one? There could be two of them in his room right now.
That's true.
Uncle T, last but not least, a matchup. And again, I know it's a much abbreviated slate, but is there a matchup you think makes sense on the board?
Yeah, one I really like, actually. And normally on this segment, when we do these every week, I always try to give a matchup that's close to even, or maybe on more times than not on the plus side. Like to get a little value on my matchups. But this week, I've got Sam Burns and Billy Horschel minus 130. It's a big price for me because normally I don't go that high. Minus 130 over Taylor Montgomery and Kitayama. I just think this looks, it almost feels like this should be 145, 155. I feel like at minus 130, we're, believe it or not, getting a lot of value. Look, Taylor Montgomery can putt. There's no doubt about that. But he's coming in just in awful form. And Kitayama, he's been okay lately, but this team, they're thinking they're UNLV teammates, and they're trying to put this team together and hope that some magic happens. But I just think Burns and Horschel are the much better play here, and I like the minus 130 price tag.
Good stuff, Mangone. What about you? Matchup you like on the board?
Yeah, I actually got a plus 100 team that I actually don't mind at all. It's two boom bust kind of teams, but I feel like the side that I have has a way better floor than the other one. But I got Bo Hostler and Wyndham Clark. Mr. Clark has been good to us too. He's been playing a lot better. I think he's going to carry the team also. Bo Hostler, he can shoot some low numbers, but he can also get, have some kind of rough ones. But I think Wyndham Clark can kind of save him a bit. They're going up against Justin Suh, who we can see blow up at times, and Sahith Theegala. And I think Sahith is definitely one of those guys that I don't mind targeting this, but I really think Justin Suh is going to bring this team down a bit. So I'm going with Bo Hostler and Wyndham Clark at plus 100 versus Suh and Theegala.
So when Jason Kitty missed 4 out of 5 cuts, 1 cut made was that API win. Interesting. All right, so Snyder, your matchup.
I was going to go to the same matchup Mangone did. We're back arm in arm again here. I definitely think
come on,
Justin Suh is the guy that's really going to bring that team down. Looking at the stats on Justin Suh, so he's been playing pretty good the last 2 weeks. You look at Justin Suh's stats from the last 2 weeks, he's lost over 10 strokes tee to green the last 2 weeks. That's absolutely horrible. And then he's actually lost ball striking three weeks in a row, -6, -2, -2. He's been terrible at the short game around the green. I think he is going to submarine the team in alternate shot come Friday.
Snyder, right, game recognizes game, okay? I recognize Justin Suh sucks, and I suck. So there you go.
Two people agree on a matchup, so yes, I am willing to hit the button if both of you are willing to put up 100 for your side of that matchup.
There you go, Donk. Go get in there and get your feet wet.
Hang on 1 second. Let me just check if I can do that. Booked. Right here, booked. $100. We're in.
He's like 70
over there.
He's like $78. $78. Maybe next
week. As well. I got.
Whoa, that was an old 50. That was an old 50.
What more do you want? Yeah, I actually saved this old 50. They gave me.
I'd have to go over there. I got a stack of hundies in my bedroom.
I want that 50. I want that 50.
I like that.
I kept that one. I was like, I gotta make sure to have this. It's a nice one.
That's pretty nice. Didn't you hear though? 50s are bad luck. It's like a gambler's deal. You know that, Dunkel?
No, I'm sure my dad does.
I've never heard of it either.
He even stated saying he never walked
gambler's deal.
Makes sense.
I don't have to worry because I'm a winner, Snyder. Winners just win.
So Mangone, you're booked for 120 for 100. I'll get 100. You'll take 120. I mean, if it wins. And Snyder, do you want the action too, or you don't want the smoke?
I'll take it.
More smoke, the better.
Donk, I'd like to go on record before we go to closing comments that I did not duplicate any picks this week. Just so you know, I want you to note that in your recap.
It was noted. Snyder and Mangone agreed like 7 times. It felt like you and I were cuckolds on this show, just watching the two of them have sex all show long. It was a little rough, but we got through it. Thank God we're near the finish line. Speaking of that,
Snyder question, Snyder, do you know what's more fun than just cashing a ticket? Cashing a ticket with your buddies. That's what's more fun. Right?
Absolutely. I just posted in our chat the link to the bad luck $50 bill sports bet.
Just when you think it's over, Uncle T, the two of them go ask them out. It's like the show's basically over. We think we're good, and then right back in the
Snyder and AP are king of the screenshots and stuff, or pulling something up from the web or something. And I don't know.
Right back in the saddle, you two. All right. MVP this show goes to Uncle T, and he gets it by default because the two of you just sucked each other off all show long. So Uncle T wins MVP by default. Uncle T, great show all around, and talk about what's going on this week, or talk about the tournament, whatever you want to talk about. Floor is yours.
Yeah, with golf being a little bit light this week, I'm gonna start really. Well, I've been starting, but or doing it, but like the baseball, I'm gonna start really honing in on baseball even more. I'm getting ready to write my article for tomorrow morning here when we get off the show. So we'll have me and Gary do daily articles in the morning. It's a free article Monday through Friday. And then the whole baseball team's been crushing it to start the year. But got that going on. Obviously, the NBA is going on full swing, 3 games tonight. And then what else we got? NASCAR. We got everything going on. But, yeah, looking forward to a big week of baseball, and then maybe I can cash this one golf team with you guys. But looking forward to golf starting in May. We've got some just incredible tournaments coming up, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Cool stuff, Snyder. On your end, final notes, and yeah, let's get the Soldiers a mention.
Yeah, the Soldiers are out. All my content is up on the site, the playbook, the cash chart, the core plays. I'll probably put something up for round 1 showdown. It looks like they're going to have contests for showdown. Now, I didn't know if they would. They just put some up, though, recently. So I'll probably get some content up for the showdown as well. We'll be in Discord all night. Join the movement. And Snyder 15 will get you 15% off your first month or weekly subscription. And, yeah, I'm just looking forward to kind of a different, unique event. I kind of like watching this event just to see how the two golfers react to each other, especially in the alternate shot.
Cool stuff. And Mangone, final floor of the show. Floor is yours.
Yeah, final thoughts here. Be sure to check out Snyder's content over at Run Pure Sports. Use the code Snyder15, get you 15% off. Also, give him a follow on Twitter at Snyder210. That's all I got, Uncle.
Uncle, I got one more thing if Mangone's finished. I want a shameless plug this week. We're talking about this crazy format. Me and Big T are actually playing in the club 2-man Saturday and Sunday, and we're playing this type of format as well. So it's actually best ball and then alternate shot, Snyder. So as much as I hate this, I'll be playing in an event this weekend with Big T. So wish me luck.
How rich. But no, that's awesome.
I invited him for the record. I'm the rich.
I feel like he's my partner.
I could see I didn't get an invite back after our performance, Uncle T.
Well, I could have got you a team, and you and JSU could have flown in and played in it if you wanted.
That wouldn't have been.
I might have drove down.
With all that said, look, everybody, gamble responsibly, stay safe. As always, Run Pure. We'll be back next week with another one. Enjoy your week.